Find your sleep oasis at IKEA. Without a great night's sleep, you can't be your best every day. IKEA has everything you need to create your perfect sleep solution. From stylish beds and mattresses to essential storage, IKEA will quickly have you in a deep sense of relaxation. Get organized with IKEA's bins, baskets, and under-bed storage for a clutter-free room. Finish off your oasis with dressers, wardrobes, and nightstands. Discover your bedroom inspiration and solutions at IKEA Oak Creek today or IKEA.com/US. Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside ESPN's John Anderson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
No need to wait to get on the Homer Hour with the Professor John Anderson, because I'm still happy. I don't care what he says. He can be negative the whole hour. The season I thought was gone, could be gone, over. Jordan Love, I thought possible he's out for the year. If he's out for the year, I live 16 weeks of hell. And you know what? He's going to miss a couple games. Oh, baby. I had Fireball on the Rocks after the show last night, and I'm as happy today as I was yesterday, and I'll be happy all week because I didn't know he was gone for the year, but I thought it was a distinct possibility, and I think it'll be a couple weeks, but still there is a season. So be John Anderson. Give me as much salt as you want, Professor. I don't care. I thought I was going to have 4 months of hell. Do you know what it would have been like if Jordan Love was out for the year?
Yeah, it'd have been my childhood.
No, it would worse than your childhood. You didn't think they were ever going to be good, so you really didn't have that fear. It would have been like watching Kansas beat Missouri 16 straight times. How would you like that, huh? How would you like that?
That's foolish talk. That's never going to happen. That's not a good comparison.
All right, well, think of the hell. You come up with 16 weeks of sports hell, which is what it would have been.
So you have no faith whatsoever in
Malik?
Willis behind him.
No,
and
he's
the
horrible.
defense
He's
maybe
horrible.
pull something.
Well, they might. I hope, But no, I'm assuming they're going to lose every game. And if they prove me wrong and win, I'll give them credit, because that will mean that the rest of the team carried him. They will not win because of him. They will either win with him or in spite of him. So if they can do it, I mean, I know what I would do. Malik, come over here. Just throw the ball near Jaden. Just tell him to run as fast as he can. Let's run 20 different plays, because that's the other thing and it's too bad because we're not going to remember it because he got hurt. But how good is he? How good is Jaden Reed?
Yeah, he's really, really good. He's the second best offensive player on that team.
Yeah, just get him in open space. Find a way that he gets the ball and there isn't anybody next to him, and who knows what's going to happen. So
yeah, far and away better than Watson.
Yes, and it would appear the possibility that he's reliable. I think he could do it game after game.
Yeah, I don't think he's a fluke guy. Like when he gets the opportunities, which is sort of a mystery of a player like that, like Arwen not getting more touches. When he gets the opportunity, he seems to deliver something all the time, or at least if you give him enough chances that good things happen for sure. I enjoy him. I thought the offense. I keep saying this. The offense to me looked exactly like you would expect from a team in the first preseason game.
Yeah,
and I thought it was super evident, and it's always in trouble, right? Like it's the old of time. It's not just Lombardi era. It's Curly Lambeau. It's how, like when you can't take turnovers in the red zone and make touchdowns out of them, you're all right. Like that's your first warning sign, right? That's the canary in the
and you
coal
emphasized it, and I think people need to be aware of this. When they got the turnovers, they got the ball in the 13 and the 19.
Yeah.
And
you end up with kicks. And that I think is directly because none of these guys play together in the preseason. And it's different than going against even the ones on your defense and everybody, and they look sloppy and discombobulated. And I think that's like, that should have been hassle. That should have been taken care of in one of those 3 preseason games. And so if that's how you're going to address the preseason, then expect to have something like what happened in Friday in that game to happen. That's how it's going to be. The chances of you coming out and playing really good football and taking advantage of these things isn't going to happen. That's why you left 12 points out there. You left field goals instead of touchdowns. You missed a field goal. Then you chase. One of these days, we're going to do a whole hour on chasing the extra point on the 2-point conversion, which I don't know why people can't do the math on this thing. Just kick it. But that's what. So I came out of that like I wasn't hugely discouraged. It's great that Love is going to be back. I need the Packers though to be honest to some degree, and I guess they don't have any obligation to do it. You keep trying to figure out, is he going to be all right?
Yeah, I'm telling you. He's going to be all right. He's going to be all right. Yeah.
Right. But I'd like him to go.
The doctor of football, Brian Bulaga, said last night that he's not predicting it, but it's not reckless to think that he could play this week because he said if it's in fact a 1 sprain MCL or 1.5 or something. Mm-hmm. He said it's possible that he could play. He said I'm not predicting it, but he's not capable of being happy or crazy happy like I am. That's just not Brian Bulaga. But I think he feels very positive about it. Like I expect him to miss 2, maximum 3, but that's why I'm so happy. You don't seem as I'm looking at you. You're not as happy as I am. Do you realize how bad this could have been?
I do, but you realize that every time somebody gets tackled, it's pro football. I get how that is. So,
no, but after it happened, I'm watching it, and then I see a pop. There's a pop in the knee. Did you watch that? I don't know if you're next.
Every time a guy gets up, your mood should be buoyed. Like, hey, he's going back to the huddle.
No. Come on. After that, what you saw that happen, that's not your normal situation. I will grant you that given knee injuries now, nothing can happen, and a person can still be out for the year. I do recognize that. But, I mean, this looked pretty bad, right? Or maybe I'm overselling it. Did it not look pretty bad to you?
So here's why I wasn't. It didn't to me have any of the classic indications that it was an ACL.
Correct.
So
I agree with that.
This is really morbid, but for 20, 25 years, there's 2 or 3 other guys at ESPN. We call ourselves the Crew, right? Like after the CRU, the Cruciate.
Yeah.
Not the Brewers, the Crew. It's a guy named Billy Pito who was on air for many, many years. Nobody can die. Bill Pito is above any knee surgeon on telling you when a guy has had a cruciate, and a guy named Judson Birch. And so we
hold on. Why do we not have them on your staff, Professor, and available at any of your wishes when something like this occurs? Because so now, when anything happens, I'm going to think. Call the professor. Professor, what's that guy's name? Bill Zito, the GM of the Florida Panthers, or is that his name? No, that's another one. It's the same, but not the same. Yes, I need to know. You're responsible to go on Twitter immediately with any injury like that. Have you called him?
When I didn't get a text from him or John, like, okay, and it didn't look like a crew, but we tracked these from a guy. Guys get them on the blade of grass, right? Chad, who was the Yankee outfielder that did it, just trying to stop. Like you said, they happen in the strangest.
Right now, maybe I'm slow, but crew is. I just think it's a torn ACL, or what? Why do you call it crew?
Anterior cruciate ligament, the cruciate.
Oh, cruciate. Okay, all right, okay. Sorry, I'm from Indiana.
Anyway, but it didn't have any of those. The way it didn't. Like I'd have been more worried if he'd rolled out, planted it, thrown, and collapsed in a heap. And you're like, then he's done. And so usually it doesn't happen. So, unless a guy hits like Willis McGahee right on the knee, I'm not that. I thought it was his anklet.
I did too. I thought it was.
I wasn't really fearful. And the worst thing that can happen is they literally walk off. I like that he had a little help. I would have preferred him to take off in a cart, because the cruciate is you get up and you can walk off and you're like, oh, he looks like he's fine. Like that's one of the telltale signs is like, oh, he's going to be okay. He walked off. Like there's nothing worse. Like the cruciate.
So you're thinking it's just a number of weeks and I can live with that. Was that the next?
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, I don't think he was done. I didn't think that at all. again, from my entirely untrained, but feel like I'm a total expert on this because of the people I surround myself with, he was going to be okay.
Now, are you aware of any MCLs that were like 8 weeks, 10 weeks? That's not your area of expertise.
Like no.
The crew doesn't address that stuff.
It's not, and usually that one doesn't go without the ACL just because of where it's positioned.
All right. Okay.
Right?
I'm listening to you.
It's a bit more durable. It's a bit more durable. It's not as likely to snap. It's, usually if you get a really bad one, they all go. The PCL, the MCL, and the ACL.
So that's why you're not as happy as me, because you are not as sad or worried. You never spent 1 second thinking he was going to be out for the year or for like 10 weeks, something like that. No.
Didn't.
All right.
Nope. No, it didn't. That hit didn't look to me like that was going. That tore up the ACL. Didn't have any of the. And there's a doctor. I'll have to find him for you. So this will help you in your life when these things. And he tweets. He's on the X. And he'll break down film immediately, and he goes at it, and he'll tell you right away if he thinks it's going to be that.
And is he reputable?
Good.
Okay.
Really good.
I still call it Twitter. I don't care. I'm never.
Yeah.
It's going to X is like going to RBIs.
Yeah.
I'm not changing. I'm old fashioned. It's RBIs. I know it's wrong, but I don't care. You got 120 RBIs.
No, it's not. It's totally right. I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm an RBIs guy too. Either that or you got to change all my POWs. Because nobody argues about POWs and POW, do they?
No, I don't.
No, but they will RBIs because those people are just stat nerds, seam heads. Get after it. So no, it was okay. But I tell you what, I did think he played just okay before he got hurt. Jordan Love thought he was just okay.
God, he was horrible in the series before the interception. Not the interception. He missed like 3 guys in a row. It was as bad as he's been. I have to go back and look, and he missed like every wide receiver, and then on the next, it was in the second half, their third possession, he had the interception. All right, Green Bay 2, bad pass to Reed, bad pass to Dobbs. I mean, it's just off. I didn't, and then I wanted to do this as the Discount League Twitter poll question, because I think if you have to pick offense or defense, I think the offense cost the Packers the game. For what you were saying, talking about what was available to them early in the game. And it didn't even require that they be really good. So if I had to pick which side is more responsible, which side of the ball for the loss to Philly, I definitely take the offense. But I'm willing to hear what the professor has to say.
I'm willing to kind of share the blame equally here.
All right.
Because I do think the offense, again, left a bunch of points out there, but I thought they scored enough of them that you should win. You give up 34 on the other side or whatever it was. That's a lot.
And when you win the turnover battle by 2, you almost always win the game. I didn't get the stat on that, but I'll bet in the NFL I bet it's over 90% when you win the turnover by 2, whether you win the game. And that means usually that's because I guess your offense scores off the turnovers, or if you create that many turnovers, you generally play pretty good defense. But
as I said to the trio of fellas before this.
Oh, so we got to put tie in there. We got to put offense, defense, or tie. Equally offense and defense. Pebble, can we do those 3? I mean, I can't not show respect for the professor. Go ahead again.
What baffles me is that for 3 straight years now, Saquon Barkley has just worn out the defense. Like he is better than clearly he's better than any defender we have. Because every time he's scored 6 touchdowns now in 3 games over 3 seasons.
And I don't think he's that good, but I mean, he's good, but he's not that good.
Well, he's not Jim Brown, but I think he's pretty good, right? Like I think he's an upper echelon guy for sure, or at least he is when he plays the Packers.
Yes.
Because he beat him up in London. He was the difference when they needed really big yards on the Monday night last year. He got them all. And then in this one, he decided to just power him again. And like I said, somewhere, even if Barry's gone, somewhere there's got to be a scouting report. I printed out because I did the pregame show. You were on after. I did the pregame show. Right, I had the depth chart. Yep, there he is. He's on the depth chart. Like, you should know he's there. That they allow him to just gash them. And God bless their offense coordinator for finding Moore, who I'm not wasn't impressed with until last Friday. Finding ways to keep getting him the ball, and he was really good. So I don't need to ever see that guy play again. because he's too much.
Now, during the football season, there's always an attempt by the people that run this place for me to say less and less, and that means it will be you and Jason Wilde. And I have been told that I'm not a very good listener. That was Aaron Rodgers. And that by my wife on a regular basis, once with you and two regarding Brian Bulaga, that I interrupt too much and should shut up. But when you're on with Wilde, you'll be amazed how little I say, because the two of you are next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 43, looks like we've got the left lane blocked with a crash right about at Bender Road. Watch for delays coming up from Silver Spring. We've also got some delays coming out of the Marquette all the way up past Fond du Lac Avenue, so give yourself that extra time. Westbound 94, heavy out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound has got some pockets of heavy traffic coming out of the Barker Road area, and then again from 76th Street to about 68th. Traffic is brought to you by Johnson & Sons Paving. Follow the 3 R's of asphalt maintenance to avoid minor issues becoming huge headaches. Reseal, repair, and replace. Learn more at johnsonsonspaving.com. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, isolated showers, a low of 61. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, hazy, and warm, a high of 84. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 94.5 ESPN.
The Homer Hour with special guests every day from 5 to 6.
You still had a cigarette lighter in there?
No, we should all be dead.
An ashtray.
They have they have the station wagons where the people in the back were facing the other direction.
The Homer Hour with Homer.
The Packers got more money than God, so there's in the NFL there's no shortage. Yes, we need fundamentally in the NFL, anything Detroit does, you just assume you can do it better.
Weekdays from 5 to 6, right here on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live on YouTube.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Take me out to the ball game, roll out the barrel, and get up, get out of here, gone. There's nothing like Milwaukee baseball. The Brew Crew is back, and we're here to help you turn your tailgate or game viewing experience into a grand slam. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960 we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for game day. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma, only 10 minutes from AmFam Field, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount liquor.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and for most all of us, here's the reality. Life happens, but when those moments occur, 2 words come to mind. Common sense. For nearly 90 years, Great Midwest Bank has made the home buying, building, renovation, and refinancing process straightforward, while too many others overthink and overdo. Our portfolio loans are GMB's not-so-best-kept secret. Apply online at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Time is running out on the Brewers regular season. Hurry up and catch the Crew battle the Diamondbacks September 20th through the 22nd for College Night and a Brewers Puppy Vest giveaway on the 21st. Get your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sports book, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Everybody on the planet Earth should get information from Jason Wilde about the Packers every day of the year, and it can never be better than Jason Wilde with the Professor John Anderson. And since I'm not nice, I always let the host ask Jason how he is if he wishes to. Professor, it's all yours.
Wilde, are you standing up on your basement, or are you just in a car driving around? Like, where are you tonight when you get on the phone here?
I picked up Sydney from volleyball practice and took her to gymnastics practice. Stella and Sadie, the Wonder Dogs, are in my car with me, and then I'll be headed back out because our cross-country runner, Maddie, is working her way through a torn meniscus and trying to finish out the season. And I would think a magnificent track athlete like you can certainly respect her attempts to keep her season alive.
Dude, cross country is my favorite season and still my favorite team that I was associated with those guys are great.
What? You were cross country?
I was with the cross country. I ran one year, and then the rest of it, my last year, because I was going to run track, I just hung out as manager and kind of quasi-assistant and trainer. I taped Achilles and all these other things, and taped ankles, and did a lot of stuff like that. We came through. Cross country is the best sport. It's better than track and field. It's the best.
Maddie would agree with you.
Wait a minute. Why?
Sport as a parent to watch.
What makes you say that?
That's a great question. Yeah, I'm curious too.
Because if you go to a track meet, it takes like 4 hours, and it's happening all over. Cross country has 800, the 800 runners, the 1500, the mile, the 2 mile. They're all in one race, and they get it over with in about 20, 25 minutes, and we all go home. Great.
Oh,
great.
That solves it for me. Take it away, Jason.
That's all you need.
Homer's the newest big fan of cross country now.
I made my daughter go out there for cross country, and she agreed to it because she was complaining that she was tired in soccer. And I said, no. You go out for cross country. You run cross country, and I knew that she couldn't be too fast because she was a true. And you will never complain about how tired you are in soccer, and she never did.
There you go. Your punishment is our sport. So Friday night, I'm assuming you watched the game after we chatted about it beforehand.
Well, I so enjoyed my time with you that I just took the rest of the night off because it was so much fun to do the pregame show that I just was like, all right, my work here is done. No, I did watch.
That's how I felt too. What's the most surprising thing that came out of that game that you saw? Because I don't know that there was anything in that game that shocked me even a little bit.
No, I would agree with you, which is kind of what happened when Bulaga and I would be on the Homer Hour together too. Like we agreed too much, so I'm going to try to be disagreeable, but I'm not sure if I'll succeed. So, like, I guess I was if I was a Packers fan, I would have been disappointed by what the defense did in that 7.5-minute drive it gave up the fourth quarter. But that didn't surprise me. Their missed tackles and some miscommunications. That didn't really surprise me because when you don't play in the preseason, you don't practice tackling, you're going to have some missed tackles. So that didn't bother me. I was a little surprised that Bo Melton and Dontavion Wicks weren't a little more involved, but that's really a nitpicky surprise. I didn't, they are the fourth and fifth guys in that rotation. I think we saw that on Friday night. I will tell you, now that I think about it, I do have a surprise because we asked, or I think Bill Huber asked LaFleur about it yesterday. The tight end snap differential.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft, 64. Luke Musgrave, 17. And then LaFleur was very evasive when he was asked about it. Oh, it's just the way it worked out. We didn't run a lot of two tight end sets. Yeah, but still, that's a big disparity for two guys that we all thought you viewed on kind of an equal plane.
I think the Packers got exactly what they deserved for what they did in the preseason. Like, I thought that was a really good preseason performance they had. That was everything you expect from a preseason game. And I guess if they're going to do this, they should just be resigned to be kind of maybe 0-1 unless they get lightning in a bottle, if that's how they're going to do it.
Yeah, and look, I think there's a lot of teams that view it the same way, right? I mean, they don't think the risk is worth the potential reward of being better in the opener. I know Homer has heard me say this before. I don't really care that deeply about the opener. It still counts as 1 out of 17. We just dissect it and are so focused on it because it's the first one, and we haven't had a game since they lost in San Francisco, a game that mattered. But the bottom line is this is a team that in 2021, they had gone to the NFC Championship game, lost at home during the COVID year, so they miss out on a chance to go to the Super Bowl. They come back, and they get waxed by the Saints in Jacksonville, 38-3, and they're still the number 1 seed in the NFC. They still have the best record in the NFC. They have the only bye in the NFC. Now, they wasted it, but that goes to show that that first game really doesn't mean bupkis if you get your act together and you eventually kind of right the ship, which I still think they will do, at least once their quarterback is healthy.
Where's your fun meter on Malik Willis? Is it pegged to the right, or do we have concerns?
So here's my feeling on Malik Willis. I am a fan of the trade. I am a fan of his potential. I am a fan of his athleticism. I am a fan of what I saw in some of the preseason clips that I watched on NFL Plus of him with the Titans, right? Like, he had this great spin move to get out of trouble and run for a touchdown. Like, there's a lot of good stuff there. I think he's a guy that got caught up in really crummy circumstances for a quarterback, which is a team drafts you. They want you to sit for a year or two, like the Packers did with Jordan Love, and learn from playing behind Tannehill. And then eventually you'll be ready to go, and you'll be able to hit the ground running and be really good like Jordan Love was. Well, instead, in Tennessee, Tannehill gets hurt, so he has to start 3 games as a rookie, does not play well. And then they fire the GM in December of his rookie year. They bring in Rand Carthen, who doesn't like him, likes Will Levis better. So they draft Will Levis, and now Malik Willis is a man without a country. Then they have a coaching change, and so then they have another new element to his journey with Brian Callahan coming in. Clearly, Brian Callahan doesn't think very highly of him. So now he is in Green Bay with his 4th offensive system in a 2.5-year career. So I don't know how ready he can be for Sunday. I am a skeptic that he will play well on Sunday. The problem is that it's hard to be the guy who says, I really like this trade. I just don't like it as him being a guy that now has to play. Like, if Jordan Love stays healthy for the entire season, I'm on board. But now I'm very leery.
Yeah, it's the same thing. By the way, the description that you had of his career is why I always tell people that Blaine Gabbert should have been in the Hall of Fame, and he's not. Maybe that's some of my Missouri coming through, but he was supposed to sit too. And then, like 10 days before the season, they're like, get out, Garrard, you're going to start, and then it goes sideways for him. I didn't think Jordan Love was especially good before he got hurt, and that's been overshadowed because he got hurt. What did you think of his performance?
I think that is I don't understand why Homer feels the need to, Bulaga's the doctor, you're the professor. Then at one point he was using the height that you had high jumped. I don't know why we can't just call people their names, but that's fine. But this is why you're the professor, because you just diagnosed that exactly right. Had he not gotten injured, now maybe he throws a Hail Mary and they win the game. And then we're talking about how he threw this great Hail Mary, and we're not talking about how he didn't play well for a good chunk of the game. But he struggled. Now, he had that one throw where his feet slipped on that crummy soccer turf, and he then almost threw a pick 6 because he kind of panicked. But he did not look sharp to me. And I think at one point he was 7 of 14. I thought Jaden Reed was fantastic, but you're right. And that would have been the conversation this week. And we would have been asking Jordan tomorrow at his locker, hey, how come we couldn't get things going in the passing game? I mean, you had some big plays, but you seem to struggle a little bit. And he would have been answering that. And instead, it's going to be, if he talks at all, hey, how's your knee?
Yeah. By the way, I want to apologize to the audience that Jason did not say that I'm still saying about John Anderson that he high jumped 7.5. I will pick that up to what it was early in the show because I wanted to be known number 1 on the list. Homer more than anything else because John Anderson will not shut up that he high jumped 7.5. And I apologize for dipping down.
That's not what I'm.
I know it's not what you're getting at.
I think you should call him what he wants to be called.
No, not when
like
you do 7.5. No, I'm sorry. If I had made it to the quarterfinals of Wimbledon, I don't care if I liked it or not.
So wait a minute.
He can do whatever he wants.
If this is your policy, then you have to accept me calling you the GOAT of Wisconsin
I have
sports
accepted it.
Talk radio.
I hate it as much. I haven't argued about it. Have I recently? I hate it.
I don't know.
I haven't said anything negative about it. I'm going to call you the Packer Professor. See how you like that.
Well, you're just recycling Professor now.
No, this is Packer Professor. No, the man is a professor at Missouri. It's not. I'm not making this up. You have signed a contract to teach a class, correct?
That is correct.
That is correct, yes. Professor John Anderson, not made up, that's what he is. Professor John Anderson is no different than John Anderson. That's his name. Isn't that not what you call someone who teaches at a university?
You should ask about football. You should ask Jason about football, Homer.
Okay, go ahead. I'm done.
No, you should. I said you should ask him something about football.
All right, I feel bad. I think we should all be talking about Jaden Reed. I think that the only hope they have is to tell the quarterback who stinks. Nobody can find one good thing to say about him, and that's because he's not any good. But just find a way to get the ball to Jaden Reed. Just get it to him where he can run a little bit. Then the offense has a chance. How good do you think Jaden Reed is now? I know it's one game, but baby, he's good.
Yeah, so I know that I've been pegged as the Dontavion Wicks guy because even before Matt LaFleur in a production meeting with Buck and Aikman compared him to Devontae Adams, I did that. Now, I did not get mad then when it made it out into the public sphere like LaFleur did because he didn't want Buck and Aikman to say it on the telecast. They said it anyway. But he does. There are similarities to him. He's built similarly. His footwork is fantastic. Obviously he had a couple of drops. One I think was caused by the slippage on the field. But I am still a big Dontavion Wicks believer. But I think we could go back into the Homer and Tony archives. I think that's what we were doing at the time. Maybe the Homer Hour had started. But when they took Wicks, I mean, I remembered him very vividly for Michigan State against Wisconsin, where he caught the game-winning touchdown, but he also threw a touchdown pass in that game. And the first thing I said was, he's like a thicker-built Randall Cobb. And I am a huge Randall Cobb guy. And Randall Cobb, I think, obviously because of his injuries, wasn't as appreciated and didn't have the longevity in terms of productivity that he would have had he stayed healthier during his time in Green Bay. But you think back to that 2014 season, and Randall Cobb was as good, if not better, in the playoffs than Jordy Nelson, who was a first-team All-Pro that year. So, again, it's one game, but when you have a guy that can do all the different things Wicks can do, and the biggest thing that Reed can do, the biggest thing for me is he doesn't just have to line up in the slot. He doesn't just have to run a jet sweep. You can put him out there.
Now, you meant to say Reed. You said Wicks, but I
did. And then I think I corrected it, but maybe the second time I didn't or something. Yeah. But my point is Reed is a all-around player. He is not just a slot guy. And Rob Domofsky was working on a story during the offseason or during training camp, and he talked to some other scouts in the league who all thought that Reed could be a 100-catch guy this season. Now, I'm not sure that's true, not because he's not capable of it, but because of all the other talent they have, and if it all stays healthy, I don't think he will be a 100-catch guy. But make no mistake about it, Jaden Reed is a stud, and they are thrilled to have him on their football team.
And shouldn't they spend the majority of this week trying to figure out ways to get him the ball that's as easy as possible for Malik Willis? By the way, tell me one good thing about Willis. Nobody's actually said, like, he can run well or he throws the short pass or as a player, football skills, what is...
In fairness, I've had a few other things going on in my life. I have not gone back and watched like the 3 games he started as a rookie.
But nobody said anything to you. I think he runs well.
Who who in our sphere has watched him? Like, it's not like Tennessee's in the division. It's not like Tennessee's in the conference. It's not like they played Tennessee and it was in the preseason and they saw like a bunch of him. Like, I don't scout Malik Willis.
So does he deserve better treatment than he's gotten? Probably from me, but not others.
Definitely from you.
Yeah.
But I can promise you this. So I'm working on a story for the State Journal. I reached out to my buddy Matt Flynn because I want to get his insights because he's probably the most effective backup that has ever played under the Rodgers era. And, of course, the Favre era, who the hell knows, because as much as we love Matt Hasselbeck, he barely got to play.
Yeah, Mark Brunell.
So to me, Flynn's the one who actually knows because he had to go in and play, and unlike Brett Hundley, he played well. But I will go back. I have NFL Plus. I will go back, and I will break down some of what I see of Malik Willis, and then when I rejoin you on Thursday with my realigned schedule, and I talk to the doctor of football who hasn't graduated from Iowa, I will have some insight into what I've seen from him.
Nicely done. I used to say you were sneaky tough, but you're not sneaky anymore. Thanks, Jason.
I am so excited to do this show on Tuesdays with you and John, so I'm excited about the schedule change. I'll get used to the little delay that John has from his classroom at the University of Missouri.
Does he? I didn't notice that. Does he?
When you're on the phone, it's noticeable. But be that as it may, great to be with you guys. I look forward to the entire football season.
Did you ever know how high jumped in his career?
I did, because you said it over and over and over again.
7.5, baby. Thanks, Jason.
Bye.
I'm as amazed today as the day I first said it. And I'm not doing my job because people are not complaining anymore. What?
I feel like somewhere in there I should be insulted by that. That you said. You looked at me and there's just no way that guy could have done that. You could have bought I landed on the moon, but that I couldn't have jumped 220.
No, I wouldn't have had you on the moon either. I think, and I just think 7.5, that's impressive. I was a college tennis player. To equal 7.5, I think I would have had to make the NCAA tournament like the final 16.
Yeah, see, that's not even close.
Isn't it? There were a lot of people doing 7.5. All right. Okay.
No, because like indoors, that's how you decide who goes to the indoor championships, the top 16. I never sniffed that.
Okay. All right, so just making the NCAA tournament would have been the same. But anyway, keep that stuff to yourself. Just doesn't help me. Just any of those facts that you can throw in, just take a deep breath. Next.
Dang it.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we do have an accident on 43 northbound, right about at Bender Road. Left lane is blocked, so watch out for the delays. They're coming up from Hampton Avenue. On the southbound side, we're looking pretty good, a little bit tight right through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Northbound's a little backed up as well, coming out of the Marquette up past Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94, we've got delays out of the Marquette all the way past Hawley Road. The eastbound side's got some pockets of heavy traffic from 76th Street on through the Stadium interchange. And 894 westbound slow as usual out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to 68th Street. Traffic is brought to you by Golden Mast Oktoberfest celebration this Sunday afternoon starting at 1:30. Enjoy amazing German food, beer, and live music. Get your tickets at goldenmastin.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, isolated showers with a low of 61. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, hazy, and warm, a high of 84. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team at Holtebeck Eye Center make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at their state-of-the-art Brookfield office. Dr. Holtebeck has been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. And now, Holtebeck Eye Center is excited to add Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist that is now available to see patients. Located in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol, learn more about their services at holtebeck.com.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman here for Carbless, my go-to drink this summer. Handcrafted right here in Wisconsin, Carbless is a ready-to-drink vodka and tequila cocktail. Perfect for hanging out on the patio by the grill, chilling on the lake, or tailgating at the Brewers game. Plus, it's got 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. All summer, make sure you're following Carbless on Instagram at Drink Carbless for your chance to win a Summer Bliss prize package. Find Carbless online and at retailers near you. Carbless. Liss is more.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
Ever dreamed of teeing off inside American Family Field? Now's your chance with Upper Deck Golf. From November 7th through the 9th, experience a one-of-a-kind round of golf, hitting tee shots from the upper deck throughout the stadium to custom greens below. Enjoy VIP treatment with great music, cold beers, food, and golf challenges at the Clubhouse Festival inside the stadium. Upper Deck is open to all ages, but tee times are limited, so book now. Head to upperdeckgolfing.com to book a tee time today.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher, and summer is here. But if you want your parking lots and asphalt to be ready for winter, you have to remember the 3 R's from Johnson & Sons Paving. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare customers or tenants away because of a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today before minor repairs end up being huge headaches. Schedule an appointment at johnsonsonspaving.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
I love to tell you the distance. American Place Casino. I used to say just a half hour south of Franklin. All right, exactly 38 minutes. Just a little more than a half hour south of Franklin. Located in Lake County, Illinois. That's not important. Just a little more than a half hour south of Franklin. All right, let's see. They got great table games. They got slot machines. They got a sports book. They got great food, North Shore Steaks and Food. And you can go to AmericanPlaceCasino.com for the latest promotions. But you need to know this. Just a little more than a half hour south of Franklin, American Place Casino. That's right, if you want to know exactly 38 minutes. American Place Casino, south of Franklin in Lake County, Illinois. All right, the Professor John Anderson, because he is a professor. Or am I wrong? Isn't anybody who teaches a college class viewed as a professor? I don't believe you need a PhD. You need a PhD to be a doctor, not to be a professor. Correct or not?
I'm just saying that since I don't start till January, it feels like, that's all.
Excuse me, did you sign a contract, sir?
You just asked me that.
Yeah,
yes,
no, I wanted to ask you again to make my point again.
By the way, so I found the guy. I'm going to read this to you. You're going to feel even better. Okay.
Yes.
I sent you the guys where to find this guy. Okay. He's on Twitter. You shouldn't miss him. He's at the Pro Football Doc. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that. I didn't know you knew him.
His real-time analysis of Jordan Love. Left patella slightly subluxed, but ankle issue is a bigger deal. Rolling up in the ankle can cause simultaneous knee issue. More often than not, knee subluxations happened without structural damage. No worry of an ACL tear. The injury appears to be less severe since it's affected his front leg. Looking forward, the injury is only a kneecap subluxation. We could expect Love to miss 2 weeks based on Patrick Mahomes missing 2 weeks in 2019. Guy did that in real time.
Now, what is it? What is his site on Twitter again?
It is David J. Chow, Pro Football Doc, at Pro Football Doc.
At Pro Football Doc. All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, don't worry of the ACL immediately. That's where you go. Every time you see that, the guys watch, especially when it's only one game, because that's the only one that's playing right now, so he's watching.
Yeah. David, how do you pronounce his last name again?
I believe that's Chow. C-H-A-O.
Okay, and how did you run into this individual?
Because, like I said, the guys that I work with, we have an unhealthy obsession with guys who hurt their cruciates.
Correct, and you just ran into him? How did you run
Curtis.
Across him? Just
my man
on
Pito,
social media?
My man Pito can find this. Between ACLs and the danger of black ice, there's no one better than Bill Pito in the entire world. And so we just – and every time somebody goes down, we're on it right away. We text each other. I think we got to flip over to the channel. I think we got to cue a crew in the Bengals game, or I think we got a crew on a guy sliding into second in a Dodger game. And so we just, that's.
So you would say to people who go, social media is a bunch of crap. Maybe, but this is the guy you should follow, and he has your blue check mark. But that should be a different color check mark. We should have the John Anderson check mark. Twitter has the blue one, but I don't know what colors yours would be. What is the number one color of Missouri? Black?
We're black and gold. Black and gold. Gold.
Gold. All right. So any gold check. We'll see if I can get the guy who owns Twitter. He and I are close to say we'll now have a gold check mark for anybody approved by Professor John Anderson.
That guy. He's fat. Like, it's amazing. You watch that, and he had Kevin Durant's.
Right. He was an ex-NFL head team doctor for 17 plus years.
Yeah. So he
know what he's doing now?
I think he's still practicing.
Oh, okay. All right.
But anyway, so I saw that guy, went, looked at him, see what he has. Like, okay, I trust the guy. Not going to be an ACL.
How soon did he do it? I didn't look at the exact time. Was it
almost in real time? Almost in real time.
Wow.
Like, he gets the replays. He looks at the replays and he can see it and bang. Like, it's 2 minutes.
Can you help me out? Do you have a betting guy as good as this guy is on the injuries? Anybody on Twitter? Well, this is the difference. If you had a guy, you wouldn't tell anybody about him, right? I would.
Yeah,
maybe you're nicer than I am. If I had such a guy, I'm not telling anybody about him. So, all right. Now, well, I do want to address the Wisconsin football team. They're not good. USC, I want you to watch. USC shocked me how good and fast they were. They have second team guys that are really, really good. Like, I think their second team quarterback's better than Wisconsin's starting quarterback. But in that game, I don't believe will be close. I'm curious about Alabama. I don't think it's going to be very close either. I don't know. Wisconsin just doesn't seem to have enough talent, but yet they're ranked in certain, recruiting and transfers. So I will defer to you. Or are you going to wait to express an opinion on this until after Alabama and USC?
No, I think that the number 16 might be low. Watching this Western Michigan, I watched them against South Dakota, and they looked exactly like the team they were last year. And I knew last year what they were trying to beat, right? We wanted to throw more and do that. And yet they had their most success when they went back to being what they always were for 35 years, which is let's just maul people, or 30 years.
You know what somebody said to me? I want you to answer this. Somebody said, you know what? This reminds me of the hire of Rich Rodriguez at Michigan. And I thought, whoa, I never thought of that, but
I don't know about that yet. Like, I don't think that yet. Well, I don't think Rich culturally fit with what they were.
Right.
I think
and Fickle should.
I think he feels right in the position. We'll see. I mean, he's got to get guys in there, and hopefully, because I get you can get some of them with the transfer. I don't think you can make the entire transfer.
So you think it's more guys than the coordinators? All right.
He doesn't have the dudes. And real quick, the same thing they've had. They've had the same quarterback for 20 years. Sans the 1 year with Russell Wilson. They've had the same guy quarterback.
Apologize to Scott Tolzien right now. You apologize right now to Scott Tolzien.
What, is he better than Sorgi or Bollinger?
Yes.
No, he wasn't. Same guy. All the same guy.
I tried.
Same guy.
Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN. After after every single green and gold game.
You can say it doesn't matter, but that's not being fair.
There's only one place to go for instant reaction.
Once, since they won the Super Bowl in 2010, one season, have they done better than 10th in points given up.
And to give yours on the Boda Box Wine Line. Tune into Green Bay Game Night with Homer after every green and gold game. Right here on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, and at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Hey, Milwaukee sports fans. It's Brad Nortman from Kyle Bruston Nortman. You've invested too much into that nice ride, so don't settle for a gas station car wash. Treat it to a Tsunami Express car wash. State-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Now with 5 locations across Greater Milwaukee, Tsunami Express is your go-to spot for a flawless finish and a first-class car wash every time. Trust me, your car will thank you. Sign up for a membership online at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. If you're hosting a football party or heading to Green Bay or Madison for the game and a tailgate, we'll help you with your beverage game plan. We are your football party beverage headquarters. Whether you need an ice cold keg, a bottle of your favorite wine, a unique craft brew, or hard-to-find liquor, we have everything you need, all at the lowest prices in town. Come see us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings.
We'll get you all set up with your favorite beverages for your football party and save you a lot of money. Open daily 9 to 9 and Sundays 10 to 2. Family owned and operated since 1960. See all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com.
Discount Liquor.
There's a good chance you're on a budget. We all are. But she wants a diamond. You know it. I know it. And Robert Hack Diamonds knows it too, because they offer a huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. How about 2-carat total weight diamond studs for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Oh, baby! Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and in Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds for the same diamond you're looking for? Some jewelers are charging nearly $5,000 for a lab-grown diamond. Not Robert Hack. Your visit will be worth it, and she'll think so too. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold. But remember, before you do anything, as I did, RobertHackDiamonds.com, and visit them in Brookfield or in Greenfield.
Phones aren't wired to the wall anymore. We carry them in our pockets. Cars can even drive themselves, right? Technology advances have changed our lives.
That's football legend Emmitt Smith.
Some of the most fascinating advances are happening with the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. I'm talking about natural regenerative treatments for joint pain without surgery or harmful drugs.
Tens of thousands of patients have discovered these breakthroughs firsthand at QC Kinetics. With over 100 board-certified providers across the country, they're transforming the world of pain treatment using your body's own healing properties to help restore your aching joints.
Why would you keep going back to the old tired ways of treating chronic joint pain? Check out the latest advances at QC Kinetics. And here's an idea for you. You can call them on that smartphone right there in your pocket.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
It was so good, I want to tell you again. Robert Hack Diamonds. Huge collection of lab-grown diamonds, and they sell them at crazy prices. They understand. Lab-grown diamonds, natural. Ask them about it. How about a 2-carat total weight diamond stud for $8.95? Robert Hack Diamonds can get any size, shape, or clarity in natural or lab-grown diamonds. Don't buy until you call Robert Hack Diamonds. That go other places. They just know. You just call, come by. They know what'll happen. You'll buy from them. $8.95 for a 2-carat pair of diamond studs. Robert Hack Diamonds in Greenfield and Brookfield. Why overspend when you can save at Robert Hack Diamonds? Just notice other places, they may think like $5,000 because they just don't get it. Robert Hack also offers repair services and cash for your old gold, as I did, gave him some. Call Robert Hack Diamonds, roberthackdiamonds.com, roberthackdiamonds.com. Visit him in Brookfield or Greenfield. Every show, at the end of the show, I just feel like I've missed something. There's something that John Anderson, professor, wants to talk about, and I probably didn't ask him, and I don't know what it is. Brewers aren't playing very well, but it doesn't matter because they have a huge lead, and they continue to amaze.
Can't lose 2 out of 3 at home to Colorado.
You can't? Okay, so they did. So where do we go from there?
I don't know. That just shows you it's all fragile. It's all fragile, Homer.
What actually is fragile? How good they're going to do in the playoffs? What? Here comes the salt. I knew there was salt in here. What? It's fragile? What's fragile? What's fragile? You thinking the Brewers are fragile?
Just the whole thing is fragile right now.
I mean, if they don't make the National League Championship Series, I'll be disappointed.
Well, I'll be disappointed too. I'm just saying, at the moment, that if you lose 2 out of 3 to
the Colorado Rockies, they're terrible. They're not the White Sox. It's hard with them.
No, but you're susceptible then.
Yeah, but did you check? I think in run differential, they're still number 1.
Still number 1. Still that way. I'm just saying, because if this was the Dodgers, it wouldn't bother me a bit. But since I feel like we're so surprised that they're there and they're doing so much that, you're just looking for just where hopefully this isn't going to get sideways on us.
Well, that's why.
Right to get there. But
that's why I desperately want them in a 7-game series. I think against any team, they can find a way to win 4 games. But if it's shorter than 7 games, I mean, they don't have an ace, right? I mean, you don't have to lie about the Brewers. They got no ace.
I don't know. They got a third guy.
Come on now. Come on. Hold that salt. Yes, he's a 3. Come on. You don't think he's a 3? Peralta?
Yeah, you're right. Peralta is. Yeah. He
might be somebody. You got any other salt? You got any college football salt? You got any NFL salt?
I don't. Jeez, look at now. I feel like I got to come up like this.
No, you don't. No, that's the whole key.
The Alabama thing, right, which is great, and then they play USC, and I will not get used to in my lifetime because I'm 59 and I'm not going to live to be 100. I will not get used to USC and Wisconsin not being a Rose Bowl. That's the only scenario that.
No, the conferences are dead. I mean, there's no Big Ten. They're nothing. They're just groups of teams, and it's making for better games. So, do I care that the Big Ten is dead? No, I care about watching the best games, and the games available are so much better.
Are they? When?
Alabama, Wisconsin. You said you're excited about it. Alabama, Wisconsin.
How often? They play somebody like that how often? I guess they had an LSU once.
But now they're going to start playing them more. They're going to have games like this every year, right?
No, they won't. They'll play 1 a year, and then I got to sit through Murray State or Western Michigan or South Dakota. The other ones will get worse. The other 3 non-conference games
Wisconsin?
will get worse.
You think their schedules are going to get worse now, the Wisconsin schedule?
The non-conference ones, yeah. They'll maybe play one other good thing, and then they can't afford to do the conference.
We'll have to go into this next week. All right. I mean, you're the professor, so I got to be careful. I got to look into this. Schedules are going to be better than they've ever been. Let's go to the tee. I'm still happy. Are you happy? Season could have been over. 16 weeks of hell avoided. But, again, given your background and your assistance, you were never that worried, so I can see why you're not as happy. But you should still try Fireball on the Rocks. Still try Fireball on the Rocks after the show. Go to golf next.
Well, we got an issue northbound on 43. It is an accident with the left lane blocked right about at Bender Road.